Jacqui, a polar vortex sounds like something out of a kind of bad horror movie. What exactly is it?
Well, it's not a new term, actually, and the polar vortex is always out there. It just has to do with the location of where it is right now. It's basically just a circulation that's usually up around the North Pole, and it extends tens of thousands of feet into the atmosphere. So right now, the polar vortex is further south than it normally gets. It's up over the northern Great Lakes, and that's pulling in very cold Arctic air where millions of people happen to live.
Okay, now I know there's a bit of a dispute about why it's coming here, but what are the prevailing theories?
Well, you know, we get these variations in weather patterns all the time, so this may just be an anomaly more than anything else. It's happened before, and it's been about 20 years since we've seen temperatures this cold in this part of the country.
But I read somewhere that it's happening more frequently. That it is picking up, and that there's some theory about whether this is to do with the melting of the polar ice cap, and that's, you know, changing weather patterns.
You can't put one weather event on global warming or that type of a long-term cycle. So we'll have to wait and see as we continue to see these variations if they do continue to pick up. But it's been 20 years, so it hasn't been that frequent since we've seen something like this happen.
Right. What are we expecting to see here? Washington, D.C. is going to be hit by this cold blast tomorrow. What kinds of things are you expecting to see? What are you going to be worried about when you're reporting tomorrow?
Well, you worry about anybody that's outdoors for a length of time. It could only take maybe 30 minutes in Washington, D.C. to get your skin frozen, or what we call frostbite. It's not as bad here as it's in other parts of the upper Midwest. Places in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan had wind chill factors in the 50s and 60s below zero this morning.
And that's just minutes your skin needs to be exposed and you could get frostbite.
5 minutes, yeah, up there. Here we'll see temperatures probably drop down in the single digits in our nation's capital tomorrow morning, but our wind chill factor will probably be somewhere between 10 and 15 degrees below zero at
Okay,
times.
I know that when my cell phone is very cold, it seems to not work very well. In fact, when I'm very cold, I don't seem to work very well either. But what kinds of things are going to be affected by the sudden drop in temperatures in terms of technology and transport and systems?
Well, one of the concerns is we had rain this morning. The winds hopefully will dry most of that off, but any existing moisture certainly will freeze up, and that's going to create some icy conditions on the roads. Sometimes our homes aren't all that well insulated, so you have to watch out for frozen pipes or potential water main breaks. And then you just have to watch out for people and pets, people who could potentially lose power. Some parts of our area had a lot of freezing rain yesterday, and if any of that ice is still on the trees, we get these winds 20, 30, 40 miles per hour, and that could bring down some limbs and cause some power outages as well.
We know, Jacqui, that some people have already died because of these freezing temperatures. Mm-hmm. Is it hypothermia that's the biggest risk to them?
I would say so, and frostbite, that where the skin gets frozen and actually kills the skin.
And how much longer is it going to last? When can we get back to more mild temperatures here in the United States?
Well, we're looking at a pretty decent shot of this cold air sticking around for a couple of days. It looks like in Washington, D.C., we won't get above freezing until Thursday afternoon. The upper Midwest won't get above zero until Thursday afternoon.